Hey, gang, and welcome to a new episode of Cartoonist Breakdown. My name is Sean Atkins, and welcome to my video. Today I'm probably going to talk about my broken elbow. That's right, I broke my elbow, which is not a good feeling if you didn't know. It's a compound fracture? I don't know. It's hairline, it's pretty thin, but yet I can't drive that far, which really kind of sucks. Yeah. Like, I have a knack of breaking stupid ass bones. Like, this is the second time I've broken a bone. The first one was my little toe. I can't remember which one it was, but it was just busted and it was purple. But I couldn't do anything about it, which is kind of lame. But yeah, this one is just more like I'm not entirely clear to drive, but I shouldn't really be driving. But I have anyway because I have a 10-year-old. She needs to go places and her mother works, and so I gotta do it. So I try to limit myself to like the regular roads, but not like the parkway. So that means I can't really go to my my job over in Little House Big Art, which is kind of lousy, but the person who runs it, who started it, Elizabeth Basher, who's a lovely patron here, said, no worries, get better, and let me know when you can come back. So she's been really cool about that. I guess it's my old work ethic that I definitely need to learn to cope with. That tells me, like, I can work through anything. Just bandage me up and I'll figure it out. Which is not a very good, healthy, working type of relationship you should have with life. And it's definitely like not, I would prescribe not to do. Like, I don't try to be like that hustle culture type of person. But like when I'm at work, or at least I'm calling it that, but it's like I don't really, and like I do what I do at my job. And so I just try to just do it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting into the weeds here. But for the most part, yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, I was chaperoning my kids' field trip, and at the zoo, the Pittsburgh Zoo, and I was running back, and I tripped probably over my feet. I don't know how I did. Jokingly, I've been telling people, like, yeah, I was fighting a bear, you know, trying to rescue my wife, and like orphans and orphan ducks, you know, just making all sorts of bullshit up because I just thought it would be funny. But for the most part, yeah, I just tripped and fell down a hill, which is not great. I landed on my knee, or landed on my right side, so I'm okay to draw. So that's what I've been doing. I've been working on my comic strip, Fury Blade. So, but yeah, it's just more embarrassing. And of course, most of my friends are like, "Oh, I heard you fell." Like, literally, I was at a track meet yesterday for my kid, and one of the parents I ran into was like, "Oh yeah, you're the one that fell at the zoo, aren't you?" And I was like, yeah, I did. But what you gonna do? It happens. Hopefully I'm clear to drive, at least on the parkway, or further, you know, by the end of the month. But, and talking about months, I did this my second recording, and I was like, wait a minute, I never even mentioned that today's this month's Pride Month. So, yay! Happy Pride Month. Also, whenever this goes up, if it's before Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth. So happy Free Slavery Day. Wait, that didn't come out right. Happy Liberation Day? Liberation Day. So, anyways. Which was actually a pretty interesting conversation I had yesterday. My mother-in-law and I were talking about how the city of Pittsburgh is kind of giving the organizers of, I guess, people wanted to celebrate Juneteenth and like have, things in downtown The Point. And I guess they're just giving them the runaround, which I'm like, what the F? And so was my mother-in-law. She's like, yeah, I don't get it. She doesn't cuss, so I'm not going to have her say what the F. But, and I ultimately said, and I know this will probably come off ignorant on my part, but to me, I feel like it's true. It's like black people can't have anything. I mean, I understand other, like, marginalized groups are suffering too, as well as women, but but in this particular case, I'm just addressing Juneteenth, and it's like, yeah, like any type of thing where there's an advancement, it's like, nope, no, we'll just make it this extra difficult. Now, mind you, this is definitely a game of telephone, and I'm well aware of it, so there might be more of a reasonable explanation. I mean, my mother-in-law is a pretty good source of information. She generally doesn't take things, like, she doesn't blow things out of the water. She's definitely not like a Fox viewer. So she's definitely not in that camp, thank God. But yeah, it's nuts. I don't know. Sometimes it's like you think about progressive things and you're just like, it seems natural, like, we should have health care for all, like free health care for all, and yet, people are going bankrupt or, not doing the visits that they need because it costs extra money, acknowledging that, trans people exist, that type of things. It's irritating, but y'all know what I'm up to, or what I do. So I've been slowly working on my comic strip as I am trying to not exert myself. It's getting a little long in the tooth with me with this, only because I haven't changed much scenery, and it's like I'm just trying to get through this. And because I really want to go to the next part in this chapter, but I have to finish the first part in Fury Blade. But I've been reading a lot of fantasy and a lot of manga to kind of help me with that. One of the things that I've been holding it for like 7 minutes now is one manga that I've really gotten into was Legend of Zelda. Twilight Princess, which I never really got into Zelda that much growing up. I mean, I knew about it and I played it a couple of times. Actually, when we got the Nintendo Mini, I played it a good chunk of time and it was like really fun to play. So I know enough of the lore to kind of get where I am at. Like, I knew about it. Like, I knew all the characters involved. I just didn't know the nitty gritty. So yeah, I got really hooked in this. Like, I started at volume 11, which I didn't realize it was 11 out of 11. So here I am reading like the end of the book and like, thanks everybody, this was a really fun series to work on, bye. And I'm like, oh shit, this is the last volume. But I thought I'd read this part before I run out of time, which I think I am, but who cares. But yeah, what really sunk me to read the rest of the series, because I'm going back to it. Like, I've read volume 1 and I ordered 2, 3, and 4 and it's coming in the mail this week. But it was like this battle scene between Ganondorf. My first recording I said Gandalf, so that had actually been pretty interesting. Like, here, Gandalf the Grey versus Link. And then Link is all batter worn and he's like, wake up, Ganondorf. killing you once isn't enough for me. And I was like, oh snap. Oh, he just said that. That is awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome. So I'm going back to read that. So I'm all here. If the lines are going like that, like speaking lines and shit like that are happening, I'm here for that. Like, I didn't realize how much a badass Link could be. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, it's been fun games, don't get me wrong. I guess I'm more of like a beat 'em up person. Like, I love playing beat 'em ups. And I used to get into more like RPGs when I was younger. Like, for Fury Blade, I've been diving more and more into like Final Fantasy VII a little bit, and like the Final Fantasy series to get ideas. But yeah, this has been a really fun book to read, and I can't wait. I would go to the library, but I think it's the collector in me that says, no, I gotta collect this so I can have it in my library. But I don't know. Well, on that note, I am running out of time. Well, I have all the time in the world, but I don't want to keep anyone from yakking. I hope you enjoyed looking at this drawing. This was a fun drawing to draw, by the way. And until then, keep drawing, be creative, and have a great day and weekend and month. Bye.